what we're talking about today may be a little what?
Controversial.
Yeah.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so alive. Can't stop thinking about you day and night. Love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down here you make me smile. You're the solution.
Okay, dear, the storm is coming. Thunder Road. And the lightning strikes. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the infamous 1,000 Trails.
Welcome back to another
What's up with
What's
that?
Up with That? It's been a while since we put one out, so a little out of practice.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about 1,000 Trails, the pros and the cons. And there's hundreds of videos out there that people have done about 1,000 Trails. But we've been at 1,000 Trails for a couple of years now.
Yeah, we purchased it before we went full-time.
Right.
Full-time traveling, I should say.
Right.
Yeah, so we already had we had our membership from, it was park to park at that time before you actually upgraded
2 weeks.
it.
Yeah, we wanted to try it out before we bought the full membership just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
And for the most part, we love it. I mean, we get to go park to park, you know, for 21 days. Especially works for us now since we're up North Texas because we're doing, well, Northeast Texas because we're doing medical stuff.
Yeah.
So that helped us out. We're going between parks back and forth. That helps us out quite a bit, you know. So it does have a lot of pros, you know, but it does have cons.
Yeah, it does have some cons. And what we're talking about today may be a little what?
Controversial.
Yeah. And we don't want it to be a sore subject, you know, for you guys watching, but it's definitely something we feel that needs to be addressed.
We're just putting it out there, so those of you thinking about getting 1,000 Trails, you'll know about it ahead of time. We didn't know about it, and there's a lot of our friends that we talked to that have it didn't know about it, and this is one of their complaints too. Of course, you know, they ain't gonna do anything about it, so I mean, you just have to live with it if you want to be in this type of membership, you know.
Yeah. So the first thing we want to do is, at least, do you want to just show them all these red X's and just tell them, like, if you can look at this, and what I'll do is I'll probably zoom in on it so you'll be able to see it better.
Right. Yeah.
But if you can see all these red X's, what are those about?
Those are annual sites. And this particular 1,000 Trails has 285 sites.
Yep.
But so we asked the office, well, how many annuals do you have there? And they said, well, we don't know. We're thinking of roughly about 20–25%.
Yeah.
So Nettie and I decided we're going to drive around with the map, and we're going to mark down all the annuals. Well, we came up with 40%.
Well, the reason why we decided to do this too is because when we came into the park, there was only two spots available for us.
250 amp spots.
Yeah, complete, you know, hookups with water and sewer, and that's all there was.
Right.
So Mal's like, I'm noticing a lot of annuals, and of course a lot that are there that aren't even occupied, just their rigs are sitting there. And he said, let's go and investigate and see if this is actually 20–25% that they're saying, because it definitely seemed like a lot for 285 spots.
Right.
So we drove around.
We drove around, marked all the spots that were annuals, and came up with pretty close to 40%.
40%. Can you believe that? 40%.
And a majority of them are at 50 amp spots.
Yeah, there's not very many that are in non-sewer 30 amps.
Right.
Yeah.
So we looked around and we looked on the map, and he said, okay, well, that leaves 25 50 amp spots for the rest of the year for other full-time people.
Yeah, to come in.
29 spots.
Yep.
So, you know, and this particular park is gonna upgrade more spots, and they said that they're gonna have more annuals, but those spots are going to be higher than the annuals that are currently there.
Yeah, they actually said that they're going to expand. They're going to put in 100 new spots.
Right.
You know, and with that, like Mal was saying, when I asked them about the new spots, they said they are going to be available for annuals as well.
Right.
So they're already at 40%. So can you imagine what percent that's going to be when they get another 100 sites?
Yeah, I mean, they get another 100 sites. Was another 20, 30 spots going to be annuals?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it says campground. I mean, it does. It says RV campground.
Yeah.
If you're there living full time, that's not a campground. I'm sorry, it's not.
Now we did go to another 1,000 Trails. It's actually the one we're at now, and we asked them, you know, what do you think about this 40% that we just recognized that is at this other 1,000 Trails?
Right.
And they could not believe that it is 40%.
40%. They said that's too many.
That's way too many. At one point, this park had too many, and they had to weed them out because it ended up looking like a trash RV park.
Yeah, trash trailer park.
Yeah, because people, you know, they're building decks, putting sheds, leaving their stuff around, their pits, but they weren't maintaining it. That's the whole thing, and that's what we were seeing over there as well. It wasn't being maintained. It was looking pretty crappy. So, basically, you know, the number that we came up with, we thought it was way too much. The spider. Okay.
That's another thing. They have way too many spiders.
If they don't pay rent, Mel kicks them out.
Yeah, what's up with that?
But we don't know if you guys ran into the same problem. You know, we're seeing a lot of this in Texas at the moment. We did do a few 1,000 Trails outside of Texas.
Yeah, outside of Texas. We were at Washington, Oregon.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we've been to some other 1,000 Trails, and Texas seems to be the only one that charges you $3.
For their premium sites, plus if it wasn't upgraded, if you want 50 amp, you have to pay $3 a day.
Yeah. Now, if anybody should charge you $3 a day, you would think it would be California, because they're the ones hurting. But nope, it's Texas.
It's Texas.
And Texas is, and like I said, we've been to Oregon, we've been to Washington,
yeah.
We've been to other places, 1,000 Trails. They didn't charge us $3 per day for a 50 amp. And I don't know why that is. I don't understand it.
Well, we mainly wanted to bring awareness about what's going on, because we've been told by some of our other friends that if they would have known ahead of time that it would be hard to get us a good spot that they need, you know, in the park, they probably would have reconsidered.
I mean,
buying their membership, because you pay good money.
You do pay
regardless
good money.
If you buy it, you know, through 1,000 Trails, or if you go through one of the what is it called, the discount memberships. Right. You pay good money.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, could we live this lifestyle not, you know, being in 1,000 Trails? No, we couldn't do it, because it just costs way too much.
Yeah.
It would just drain our bank account.
Yeah.
But with that said, you know, we have to have 50 amp. Now, we don't care if we end up pulling into one that doesn't have sewer, you know, as long as, you know, we have a 50 amp, and then, you know, we probably can move to one once one gets out. But it's the fact that we see a lot of them that the rigs are just left there.
Just sitting there.
And what do we believe that should happen, you know?
We believe if you have an annual site, well, some of the annuals, I think you can be here 330 days out of the year. And so you have to be out 35 days, and some of them are 224.
Yeah, I think 224 to 3, what'd you
30.
say? 30. It depends on what plan you want to buy through them.
Yeah. But that's an annual on top of what you're paid for your membership, and on top of your dues.
And electric. You got to pay for electric.
And you got to pay for electric.
Propane.
So,
and so forth.
I mean, if you're going to be gone majority of the year, your rig shouldn't be taking up a spot. It should be pulled out, put in storage somewhere, and allow those to be used by other members.
But
because we are members,
just,
we bought memberships.
That they're just storing them here like it's an RV storage.
Right.
You know, in a spot that's hooked up.
Right.
You know, because they're wanting to have it powered.
Now 1,000 Trails says you are guaranteed a spot. Now, It doesn't mean it's going to be a 50 amp. Doesn't mean it's going to have water and sewer. You're guaranteed a spot. You know, and you come in and the place is full, there's an overflow place for you, and you just have to wait till somebody leaves. But, you know, there again, you know, it reminds me of college. You have 200 parking spaces, but you're selling 2,000 permits. The parks are getting full, especially around the holidays. Because we just had Easter pass, and we've seen people come in the Friday before, drop their rig off, and we didn't see them the whole rest of the week until the following Friday, Easter weekend. You know, so they're taking up
they're
spots.
just wanting to get a spot prior to the main.
And granted, they have memberships and everything too, but I thought in the rules.
That spider's back. There you go.
I thought in the rules that spiders weren't supposed to be bothering you. But anyways, you know, it's just some of the things just drive us crazy. And granted, nothing perfect. We understand it. Things break, things fail. We get all that. But you keep selling memberships, and there's not enough places for people that we see. You know, especially
well, not just selling
full-timers.
memberships. They're not even doing improvements in a park.
Well, they do improvements. They upgraded all the electrical 50 amps in the non-sewer areas where nobody stays. We've seen that in a few parks. I don't. That's not smart to do that. I don't see where that's money.
I guess they're just
smart.
they're doing it for the people that are actually vacationers. You know, this is more on the line of us that are full-timers.
Full-timers, yeah.
You know, that stay in a park 14, 21 days, you know, and we're full-timers.
Especially right now doing the medical stuff. After that, I mean, we're gone.
Versus
traveling
the ones
places.
That just
yeah.
Vacationers.
Yeah.
You know. But let us know if you guys run into any of this as well. You know, we're seeing a lot more of it, and like Mel said, probably because we're staying in the area.
Yeah.
But that's what we're noticing. Other than that, would we do it again as far as purchasing the membership?
Yeah, we do it again.
Yeah.
But I wish it would have, going in, I wish we would have known all the things that we would have to come up against. You know, because that way it kind of prepares you a little more mentally. It's like, okay, well, you know, here's what we need to do. And then, of course, you find out afterwards. And we've talked to a couple of other people, and just recently, as a few, about 30 minutes ago, they were unaware either of all the things, and they complain about it, you know.
Right. And it's just a fact of, you know, there was nothing up front telling us that we would run into these obstacles as far as the $3 a day, if you want 50 amp.
I don't see $3 a day on any contract.
A premium site, and then also, you know, dealing with not being able to find a spot because of the annuals just leaving their rigs behind.
Yeah.
So that's what we're running across.
We think the world according to us is that the annuals should have their own spot. Their own certain area.
Section,
where, their own section where they can have, you know, their spots, and it doesn't affect anybody else.
And so this way you don't have to worry about, you know, you go in, you know where to look. You're going to either find a spot that's not occupied, but the annuals are in their own area. Right.
For example, you know, the one that we were talking about, they have 4 different sections, you know, and in one section they had 41 annuals in that section. The other section they had 33 annuals. The next section had 15 annuals, and the last section had 18 annuals. Can you imagine 41 annuals in one section?
Yeah, when you're driving the loop, when you're going in that section.
They're all annuals in the whole loop. It's like, you got to be kidding me. There's no room for nobody else here?
Yeah.
You know, and they, of course, you know, they'll have spots by the water. They'll have the shaded spots. You know, have all the best spots. Yeah, granted, they pay extra for it, but those spots weren't meant to have all that stuff. You know, they were meant for memberships, and I thought that's what we bought. So there's no way that we would ever get any of those spots or anybody else unless you pay for an annual and those annuals leave. That's the only way you do it. But,
yeah, we ended up in a few annual spots, which was nice, you know, because of everything they do to them.
Right.
And they had the nice leveled and the gravel. But it's just the fact of...
That was like a one-in-a-lifetime shot, like we won the lottery when we checked in that time.
Yeah.
But, you know, unless the annuals leave, you won't get any of those spots. You won't get the best spots by the water. You won't get the best spots with the width. You won't get the best spots that are leveled.
Yeah.
You won't get any of those because they bought into the RV membership, and then they had to pay extra above that to get that, you know, and then they get it for the whole year. And then some of them, they're there 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just another thing you need to think about if you're going to buy into 1,000 Trails. That's just something that we saw, and just things that we don't agree with and we don't like. And again, we've talked to other members, they don't like it either.
And not just, you know, what Mal was addressing earlier, that they should be in their own section. We also believe when they're not in the park, because you're not supposed to be here 365, then that remaining days, either it's 20 days or it could be more if they bought the 24 plan.
Right.
That their rig should be moved and put over in the
storage area,
in the storage lot that they have here. Right. So then this way this spot is open for others to use.
Right.
But with that said, then they shouldn't be allowed to build a deck, put a storage unit, put their big cooking area, because they're making it like their home.
Big gazebos.
You know, yeah, gazebos, and it's just the fact that, you know, open up these spots for everybody else.
And I don't know if this is a requirement if you're an annual, but every annual has a golf cart. And if not just one, 2.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, it's probably because they're using the facilities, you know, going to the laundromat, and they don't want to get in their vehicles. So, but yeah, you know, we do see a lot of that. So.
All I gotta say is,
what's up with that? Well, we appreciate you all watching, and let us know in the comments if you run into any of this, if you're 1,000 Trail members, and if you've noticed this. And again, you know, we would love it if you run our playlist. That's one good thing. You like
and subscribe.
We do have swag, and everything that we sell from our swag store and we make on YouTube
goes to the vets.
Get donated.
Right.
To small veterans
charities.
Yeah. And we send it over to the Wayward Wags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything that we can give them, anything you can assist us with, is greatly appreciated.
Yes.
We owe it to the vets.
Most definitely. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we'll see you next time on
What's Up With That?
Bye.
Bye.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so alive. Can't stop thinking about you day and night. Love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down, yeah, you make me smile. You're the solution.